Happy New Year, ladies. My name is Charity, and this is our first episode of the Her Expert videos. Welcome to the new year. Our topic this January is goal setting. We're all about achieving goals, writing goals, knowing how to navigate them, and setting our targets for a more fulfilling year. Today, I have an expert. We've had her before. We've attended her book launch. She was very successful last year. She wrote a whole book, so she's a whole author now with her very first book. And it's lovely to have you back with us here at How Working Women, and she's going to be diving into the topic of goal setting. She's a coach, and trust me, I know that the gist in this conversation is just going to be on point.
Thank you so much, Charity, for having me.
You're welcome.
I'm super excited to be here. Once again, I am Ruthida Kajumba. I'm an author, I'm a speaker, and I'm also a coach, a certified coach. So many people call themselves coaches and they've not really gone to school to study coaching, but I'm certified by the International Coaching Federation.
Wow, that's an amazing fun fact. I didn't think that people actually study to be a coach. I thought that maybe someone can get a doctorate and then you're a coach now. Or you have 3 young girls looking up to you and now you're called coach. But that's a fun fact. Yes. So maybe I might go back to school after some years to also become a coach. Thank you so much for that, guiding light. Yes. So what does goal setting mean to you? What does that mean? Because I feel like it means so many things to many people, but to a coach, what does it mean?
Personally, goal setting means having targets that you set for yourself. But for me, as Ruthida, and who especially focuses on authentic success, goal setting revolves around setting authentic success goals. And what are these goals? These are goals that are based on your personal values. Because many times we are taught goal setting right from when maybe we're in school, we're in university, workplaces. They show us how to set goals. It's like a standard thing of how to set goals. For instance, you need to know your long-term goals, your mid-term goals, your short-term goals. So what are they? So you find that somebody, yes, and they tell you to think big. Think big. So you find somebody in that process of thinking big, they get this image of success goals that is based on their external environment. What, for instance, they see on TV, in magazines, on social media as success. So somebody sits down and sets those goals. For instance, I want to become a millionaire. Yeah. Because that's what they see has been glorified as success. Yeah. But for me, Ruthida, who focuses on authentic success, I do it differently, or I coach my clients to do it differently. It is now based on what is on the inside at the core of who you are. What are your core values? Wow. And these are values that are unique to every individual because we are created differently. Yeah. So you'll find that my values are different from your values. You understand? So for instance, for me, my values would be, let's say God comes first. Yeah. Then family, then business. But you find another person, let's say like a career-focused woman, for them it is career. You understand? True. So for me, it is my career, I need to make money. That is who they are, and they should not feel ashamed of that. Exactly. I came to a point where I resigned from employment, so I could stay home and raise my children. But to somebody else, they could easily shame me. They're like, how can you do that? Then you're not motivated enough. You understand? Yeah. So I find that, for instance, a lot of stay-at-home moms feel shamed, feel small for doing that. Yet for them, that is what is at the core of who they are. Yeah, that's what that gives is how them they are wired. Yes, yeah. That is how they are wired. That's what gives them fulfillment. For instance, for me, I was like, that time you miss with your children, you never get it back. Exactly. I would rather resign from employment, raise my children, and then I can always catch up, which is actually happening because now my children are 8 to 15. So they are more independent. Yeah. I don't have any regrets whatsoever. Yeah. Like, children, of course, they are never perfect. But I cannot be that mom who is like, maybe if I had stayed home with them, maybe they would have turned out differently. Yeah. I don't have that regret whatsoever. Yeah. But for another woman, it is career. They're like, for me, the children, somebody else will raise them, the maid will raise them. At one point, they'll be grown and they'll leave the house. And that is still fine. Yeah. So going back to core values, know what your core values are. Tap into that. So once you know your core values, you filter them into, let's say, top 5, top 3. And I can assure you, everything that anyone ever wants, whether you're a career woman or whatever person, entrepreneur, you'll find that the most important things in your life will fit somewhere in those top 3 values.
Sure.
So those things that you want are the goals now you are going to set. And they're, according to me, they are authentic success goals.
Exactly.
And yes. And then you prioritize them and know when are you going to achieve these goals.
Yeah. Interesting you've mentioned that, because I feel like to someone who's new to this thing of setting goals, because some people have been waking up New Year and they just let the year flow. No goals, no what, and it's next thing they know it's 2025. Like, okay, let's say our 25 goes. You're new year, new me, and no goal set, nothing, and they go into it. So if someone is really being intentional in this goal setting thing, I feel like they need a lot of soul searching. Like, you need to sit down and be like, okay, who is Charity? Who is Ruthida? What do I prioritize first? Is it my career? Is it my business? Is it my children? Is it my relationship? Yeah, and I can imagine, actually, this takes me to the next question. How do business women, or any woman actually, a stay-home mom, someone just entering the career field, how do you advise they should deal with setbacks? Like, how do you manage setbacks? What do you advise?
So actually, setbacks are part of life. And it depends on what the setback is and what the cause of the setback is. It could be something that is inevitable. Maybe you lost somebody and you need a time to grieve. Or you have a patient that you have to take care of. Life happens. That is one thing that people need to know. Life happens. Don't beat yourself up if you do not achieve those goals. So for me, I get to a point where I advise people that, yes, you have set your goals, but be flexible. And have it in mind that you have to be flexible.
Have some room for disappointment.
Yes, in case something happens, be okay with it. In case life happens and you're not able to pursue those goals. For instance, it's an overwhelming situation. Like, I give an example, like, let's say you have a patient that you have to take care of. And so you're not able to achieve certain business goals. So what's more important to you? Is it the business or is it the patient? I remember when I was having my last baby, I almost lost the pregnancy. And I just started a business. And the doctor's like, the baby is almost falling out. And then I told the doctor, I'm like, oh my God, I've just started a business. And the doctor was like, it's either the business or the baby. And he kept quiet. So I had to solve myself.
Wow, what a harsh doctor.
No, like, that was the harsh reality. It's either the business or the baby. Go home, pack the car, and go on bed rest for 4 months.
Okay.
You understand? Wow. So for me, that was a setback. You understand? It was a setback. So you have to know what is the situation on ground. You understand? So then again, if it is really tough that you cannot do anything, I tell you, this is life. Find out, let's say in a day, let's say you're so overwhelmed and you're seeing your goals are going. What is the one most important goal you can pursue today?
Yeah, prioritizing.
That if you didn't do anything else and you achieve that goal, nothing else would matter. I can assure you, it is so fulfilling. Once you go through that situation, the setback, you can always go back on track.
Exactly.
You understand? And especially if the goals you are pursuing are authentic success goals. Understand?
Good point,
If it is not goals you've just seen and imagined, this is what society expects of you, this is what you think you should be doing, and that is what is killing you. No. So, setbacks happen, but you have to understand, what is this setback? Why is it? How is it limiting me? But there's sometimes you even realize that when you go through these setbacks, when you reevaluate yourself, sometimes you realize that these goals were not even meant to be. You understand? You're like, wait, I went through this setback, and this was not worked on, and life is still okay. So, why was I killing myself?
Exactly, no one died.
You understand? So,
that's a very, very good, thought-provoking conversation you've stirred up. There are different types of goals. You live the long-term and the short-term goals. But as a woman, some women might have professional goals and personal goals. Or if it's a businesswoman, you might have your business goal, and like, maybe by December I should be exporting. By 2025 I should be maybe getting from UK. And your personal goals, I must maybe graduate. How do you balance a personal goal and a business or career or professional goal? How do you do that?
From what I've studied over time, and from personal experience, and from seeing other people's lives and clients, and so I have come to realize that there is no such thing as balance.
Oh, interesting.
It is about prioritizing. For instance, in personal life, let me say a person who is spiritual and God, really, how can you balance God and your business? If you're saying that you want to balance, you say in your personal life, let's say God is your core value, and then family, and then health, and then in your business, it is, let's say, I want to make maybe 5 million a month. I want to expand my branches. So how do you say you're going to balance? If you're balancing, you're saying that they're going to be on the same level. How would you say that you're going to balance the family, God, like, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You have 24 hours in a day. Like right now, we are here, right now.
Yeah.
So we cannot say, I am balancing this interview with picking a child at school. Like they cannot be done at the same time.
Yeah.
It comes to prioritizing.
True.
That was like a simple example. So all these things like the business goals and the personal goals, you need to prioritize.
Exactly.
Which one is more important to you at any particular time?
Yeah. True.
And then you work on those goals. They have to be authentic success goals, and again, they have to be your most meaningful and important goals that you're working on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that's why you find people are so overwhelmed and burnt out in life, in their day-to-day life, because they carry on so much.
Yeah. You find someone who's 23 and they look like they're 37.
Yes.
Because they're trying to, make things all balanced.
Make things all balanced, do all things at the same
Lack
time.
of prioritization.
Yes, things that would have been done maybe like 2 months from now, they want to do it now
then you get
because they are seeing somebody else doing it right now.
Then when you fail, you go into a depression. I mean, it now all makes sense.
Depression, anxiety.
Exactly. So as we close off, I mean, I really don't want to stop, but because of time, I'm going to ask my very last question for this interview. How does a certified coach help one to navigate and to reevaluate their goals? Like, what is the role of a coach in that? Because I want people to understand that when you reach a certain point in your life or a certain stage, you really need someone. Preferably, it could be a coach, could be a counselor. So what is the role of a coach?
So a role of a coach, actually a coach is different from a counselor. Or therapist. So if sometimes people confuse these two, because now these counselors, therapists, they help you dig into your past to help you overcome a situation you're in right now. So what were the root causes and all those things, like you go into the past so you can move forward. But a coach helps you from where you are right now, from point A to point B.
Exactly.
They guide you through that process. So when it comes to goal setting, of course, the coach, they are certified, they know what they are doing. They will know exactly how to guide you through that goal setting process. Yes, you find that somebody, by the time they are where they are, they did not get there by chance.
Exactly.
Somehow they knew how to set goals. But we know that what got you to where you are right now, many times is not what is going to get you to the next level.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that. In the university, there's something we learned about that there is no one best method. Like, you can't use the same thing that brought you success to use it again to bring you a bigger measure of success. Something has to be changed.
Yes.
Yeah, you reminded me about that.
Yes. So you need somebody who has gone beyond up to where you want to be to help you overcome that. You even find that people that we consider as successful, they get to a point where they get stuck. They feel that they are trapped, like they know that they still have potential to move to the next level, but they are stuck. So they need somebody, they need a coach, a mentor, somebody to help them. So when you're in that situation, it's like you're in a box. And when you're in a box, you don't know what is outside the box. So it takes for somebody who is outside
The box
to see and say, oh no, climb from this corner and get out. So it also happens with the goal setting. You're stuck or you don't know what to do. So it now takes for the coach to help you go through the goal setting process. Like I've already mentioned as we're having this conversation, there are value-based goals and help you pull them out. And maybe somehow you got lost along the way because of society.
Yeah.
Like even me, myself, yes, I'm authentic success coach, but there are times I'm like, but Ruthida, you're starting to go back into the world because you see things all around you and but I am so quick to notice it and I'm like, oh, get back in line.
Yeah.
Get realigned. So you need somebody to help you get realigned
Wow.
with the goals that are meant to move you from where you are right now to where you're supposed to be next.
Exactly.
Yes.
Ladies, viewers, I hope you have had an amazing time with Ruthida Kajumba, author, certified coach, during this conversation, talking about goal setting. I have learned a lot. My takeaway really is prioritize. It will save you so many things: depression, stress, anxiety, name it. And of course, you'll catch us next month with our exciting topic with another expert guest speaker. But before I go, I just want the viewers to know how they can contact you, because she's a certified coach. She has taught us the importance of coaches in our life. So if you need a coach as well, if you need to contact her for further information, further guidance, I would like her to share her contact details or social media handles. You could DM her.
Yes, thank you so much, Charity. For anyone that needs me or the services, please find me at my website. It's www.ruthidakajumba.com. That's why you'll be able to see all the things that I do there. By the way, I also make stuffed animals.
Yeah, Ruthida Crafts. Ruthida Crafts.
Ruthida Craft. I've not only written a book or do speaking, coaching. On the sides, I'm very gifted with my hands.
Exactly. She's a
so
crafter.
It's also something that brings fulfillment into my life. So everything is at my website, ruthidakajumba.com, or you can find me on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. Everywhere you want to find me, it's at Ruthida Kajumba.
Thank you, Ruthida. And ladies, catch me with another special guest next month.